Hello everyone, welcome to video series on Introduction to Machine Learning with Scikit. This is chapter 1 and 2. I have already covered chapter 0. Please go ahead and see that introductory chapter 0 is very important. Okay, so in this particular video we will talk about what is the need for ML. Why should we consider ML? Okay, so first thing first, machine learning feeds on data. There can't be anything called machine learning or data science without the availability of data. Now let's define machine learning. What is machine learning? Machine learning is all about extracting valuable information from the known data so that it can take appropriate decisions for the unknown ones. In today's world, some of the problem cannot be solved without using machine learning. Let's take an example and understand why we need machine learning. Well, I believe all of you are having some dreams. So let's assume that you come up with a bright startup idea of creating an e-commerce website which is selling consumer electronics. Well, good, you have set up platform, you have everything ready. But once somebody comes to your website, you want to have some recommendation system in it where you want to recommend the person to buy additional thing, just like Amazon, correct? So this is your startup idea and you come up with this and you want to build a recommendation system. Now in the beginning, what happens that you come up with a very simple code saying that, if your customer age less than 25, you recommend iPhone. If age greater than 25, you recommend laptop. Well, things are working fine, your startup is working fine. After some day, you get some more data and you come to a conclusion that, I have some additional customer base which is relatively older or more than 35 years of age. Okay, so I have added one more condition stating that if my customer is greater than 35 years of age, I'll recommend my customer a budget laptop because they don't spend that extravagantly as young population. Fine, you go ahead, did that. Now you are doing really well and you decided to expand to other countries like India, for example. Now what happens that in India, people tend to buy more of an Android phone than the iPhone. Of course, then you need to change your recommendation system. You added some conditions stating that, okay, if the younger generation is there less than 25, if it is North American market or world market, I'll recommend iPhone. If it is India, if the geographical location is India, I'll recommend Android. Things went well, but after getting some more data, you realize that, India is having a huge middle class population with people having money to spare, and it's not that iPhones are not being sold there. You come to a conclusion that the ratio of Android phone and iPhone is 7:3. And just a disclaimer guys, I made up this ratio. I have no idea about number of phones, iPhone or Android being sold in India. I just guessed it based on my gut feeling. Okay, this is not the real data as of today, as of yesterday, or maybe as for tomorrow. So let's consider that your data states that in India, out of 10 phones that are being sold, 3 is Android, 7 is Android, 3 is iPhone. So what you do, you come up with a intelligent idea. You said that, I'll generate a random number, and in that random number, out of 3 times I'll recommend iPhone and 7 times I'll recommend Android. Now I'll stop over here because there are serious problem to this. There is no guarantee that age greater than 35 is not looking to buy an iPhone, and there is no guarantee that the 3 customers whom we are showing iPhone is willing to iPhone, not Android phone, and vice versa. So, and also as and when you are getting more and more data, consider the exponential increase in permutation combination. And also consider this scenario that a new movie is being released and people are looking for tickets for that movie. For example, consider Avengers Endgame. You cannot code Avengers Endgame in your system. Okay, today people will be looking for Avengers Endgame because what happens that by the time you code, by the time you build all your systems again, by the time you test it again, by the time you deploy it, and by the time somebody picks it up, maybe Avengers Endgame might be over. Okay, it is actually released and people have seen it. It is of no use. You need few things in real time. That's why you need machine learning. These are the kind of situations where you need machine learning. Okay, I hope I made it very clear with this particular example. Now let's talk about machine learning algorithms, which is chapter 2. There are basically three types of machine learning algorithm. One is supervised learning, one is unsupervised learning, one is reinforcement learning, sometimes also called semi-supervised learning. Supervised learning comes in two categories called regression and classification. Unsupervised learning is mostly about clustering. Reinforcement learning is all about reward based. So let me explain it to you. Supervised learning is very similar to what we want our kids to learn when they go to school. Okay, this is history, this is geography, this is maths. Okay, this represent this particular bird or animal, this represent humans and many other things. Okay, this is what we teach our kids, and then we want them to identify if they see something similar. This is called supervised learning. I am telling you what is the meaning of what. Okay, if you see this, this means this. Okay, I am supervising the learning. I am telling you, look, no need to be more intelligent. I am telling you, if you see this, this is the meaning of this. So if you see cat, variation of cat, you identify it as cat. If you see banana, identify as banana. If you see apple, if you identify as apple. If you see dog, identify as dog. It's very similar to the way we teach our kids. Now, unsupervised learning is all about grouping data into interesting clusters. Okay, and this is applicable when we have lots and lots and lots of data. It's very difficult for us to identify a pattern in those data. For example, consider the data from Hubble Space Telescope, gigabytes of data, and you don't know how to make cluster out of it. For example, you are looking for planet which may be in Goldilocks zone or something like this. If you give that kind of data to machine learning algorithm, it tries to find unique clusters. Okay, for example, let's take the example of a school itself. If you give a school data to unsupervised learning algorithm, it may find very interesting cluster like number of students lives within 1 mile radius, people who are extrovert, people who are introvert, people who are especially students who are consistently getting higher grades, students who are consistently getting lower grades, and so on and so forth. It's find interesting clusters. Okay, and from those clusters you find your unique information you are looking forward to. Now let's talk about reinforcement learning. So in reinforcement learning is a reward based system. So if you go ahead and see any gaming, chess game, AlphaGo, all of them are reward based system. Know how it works. Let's assume that this clip is a kind of robot, and I coded a reward in this robot stating that if you run in this particular table without falling down for 1 minute, you will get a reward. Okay, so what I will do is that I leave this clip in this particular table, and the machines will start generating random numbers, and those random numbers will generate random behaviors. Then what will happen is that this clip will fall down sooner or later. Over a period of time, it will happen that the clip will not fall down for 1 minute from this table. Okay, and as soon as that happens, it gets the reward and it remembers the reward, and after that it will never fall down. It may try to maximize the reward that remain in table for more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and so on and so forth. This is how reinforcement learning works. Okay, so I hope I was able to explain all these machine learning algorithms in the easiest possible way. If you have any queries or questions on what I have said, please write it in comment section. I'll try to answer it ASAP. And also these Jupyter notebooks will be available in my GitHub page. The link is displayed just right now. Okay, that's all for chapter 1 and chapter 2. See you in next chapter. Thanks a lot guys. Thanks for watching. Please take a moment to like, comment, share and subscribe. And do not forget to check out chapter 3. Okay, thank you. Good day.